opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
What's going on, friends, and how are you doing out there on the internet, the land of the world, this place that we've all been together? Of course, it's the internet, right? How are you guys doing this fine, glorious day? It is Tuesday, the last time I checked, and it's approximately 9:58 on the West Coast, and it is glorious outside. They're claiming that today is supposed to be 108 degrees. Wow. That's pretty hot. Anytime that you're in the triple digits, it doesn't matter if it's 108, 105, 106, 103, it's still 100 hot. The whole idea of it is that you can drink all the water you want, you can stand in the shade, you can wear shorts, you can go in the swimming pool, but the problem is it's still hot. And indubitably, it's going to be hot no matter what. You know it's hot that when you get out of the pool and you're suddenly feeling hot. It's insanity. And the big part is that a bunch of people think that this is normal. Yeah, it is normal because it's summertime, right? What do you do during summertime? You go see your family, take a trip to the beach, hang out, maybe go see grandma, maybe see your uncle, maybe watch the races. Who knows? Maybe go to soccer. Me, a little bit of coffee goes a long way. No, not a little bit, but a lot of coffee goes a long way. I mean, God, I love to drink this shit. So let's get to brass tacks and let's talk about some fun stuff this morning. But first, I'd like to start off with something because it's how I like to start things here. So this is what it's like when you get your day started off and you're trying to figure out what is next. I don't know what's next, I've been trying to figure that out for the longest time myself. But sometimes you got to just figure out that middle comfortable place. Oh, wait, breaking news.
In breaking news, heat waves going across the nation, preparing for summer.
Do you imagine that? It's summertime and people are acting as if it's this new thing. Yeah, it's called summer. It's hot. So let's get to rambling for a moment. So hopefully wherever you are, in whatever state, whatever country, whatever area that you live in, hopefully you're treating yourself with love and respect and you're treating yourself good. I mean, a big part of this is not something that everybody does every day. This is things that we probably take for granted because when we wake up in the morning, we're like, this is pretty good. Now, just one time, I can't wait for someone to ask me, how's your day? And I would love to say, just shitty. Nah, I don't know. It sounds like I would like to say it, but I don't know if it would really pay off. You know what I mean? But it could. But with that being said, let's think about it. Let's compose ourselves enough to ask a few simple questions. What do you do that deserves the best? Are you a good dad, good mom, good aunt, good uncle? Maybe you're a good employee. Maybe you're none of the above. It doesn't matter. If you're a good human, that really matters. Good humans, we don't leave our friends, we don't leave animals astray, we help our friends out, we help our community out, but there are bad guys out there. Speaking of bad guys, let's talk about politics for a second. Politicians are this different kind of group of people. Politicians tend to be this, how do you say this? Lying, stealing, cheating, full bullshit.
All the way here to Tombstone, and they seem they got my here sign. Politicians. What are more than a politician, more than overpaid jerks and tight suits? I couldn't fit into a suit, a little hot during the summertime, and especially my spurs look a little funny in them. What? Get out of here! Get out of here!
I had almost forgot this morning. Almost. Here, this will help you right here. Don't be a dick. How about that? It's rather normal if you think about it when we have to treat each other in such an unfamiliar way. At one time when we're on Facebook, we have all these friends that we're hanging out with. You have all these people that you're sharing the wealth with. You're going live with people. You're watching and you're enjoying their broadcast. Then what happens is there's a small falling out, there's a difference, there's a different of opinion, there's a different of idea, and then what happens is people start talking smack. Well, then, as you know, the smack gets talked, and then people are like, I don't follow that person, I don't follow this person. Well, what happens is we're actually essentially cutting our legs off before we get in the race. We want to do this together to share with each other, to help each other. And if our egos are so big that we can't do this because we think that we've created it, we came first, or maybe we matter more than others, we're absolutely losing the point. It's Tuesday morning, and let's not worry about what point you're making or losing, but let's worry about how we're getting there together. So what do you guys got going on? Anything exciting today? Anything new? Maybe I could show you a magic trick. The magic trick? All right, I'll show you a magic trick.
Most of you don't know this, but I don't really do the whole foam thing. Foam cups kind of freak me out. It's something about the texture or something about the static that it builds. Let me demonstrate. As I have it, just hold on to it, and then wow, trip out on that somehow. It's just this weird static that happens. Hey, be good to yourself and stay away from the phone.
Only on the NOK.
Join us for NOK Network monthly specials, 12 months a year. Movie nights. Spotlight on entertainment. And live on location event coverage. Stay up to date about upcoming programming by subscribing to NOK Network on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Rumble. Check out our webpage at www.noknetwork.com.
Wow. Every time I watch these commercials, it makes me feel really good knowing that we have a support system that works. First and foremost, I'd like to say, Kim, thank you very much, Kim. And if you do watch this, I would like to say, put it away for 30 minutes a day with the IWK. That's what I'd like to say for my friend Kim. And smoke signals lead into Naga. This is something you guys should all know. Maybe you guys should get used to saying it because, those smoke signals are the one and only thing that absolutely helps us.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at noknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
If you weren't really sure about it and you thought, what do you do when you get upset or you get angry? I know, probably smash things, right? I don't. I tend to take a walk or take a drive. Depending on the mood, depending on the issue that's going on, a drive tends to help me. It opens my mind, it clears my thoughts. By the time I get home, I'm usually clear of all the insanity. Did you have your seatbelt on? Of course you had your seatbelt on. Did you go for a little ride? We got 4 viewers, 2 likes. Hey guys, if you could do me a favor, turn those likes into loves and hearts. That would really help. If I could see 4 hearts up there, it would let me know that I might be doing something right. Like and share and send it out to your friends and get them to come and see the NOK this morning or this day, however you're celebrating it. It should be noon for some of you, depending on where you're at in Canada right now. I'm imagining it's probably like 4:45 or something stupid. Hell if I know. I haven't really checked it. I could ask Alexa, but I don't want to. So, with that being said, kids, let's talk about a few things that we want to do this morning and get us going. You know, I started collecting a bunch of ideas, a bunch of videos, and a bunch of stuff that I wanted to share with you guys because I really thought sharing these ideas with you could be a really cool idea to show you guys what I'm into. Sometimes I think maybe it's a little too fast, or maybe I think that it's just a little off the cuff for some people. Draw! Thank you so much for making those hearts happen, guys. You did exactly what I thought you would do. You know, it's pretty wild that we talking about this. We showed this thing, outlaws, the whole theory of outlaw. You know, cowboy outlaws. What's up, man? How are you doing? When we talk about outlaws, we talk about cowboys, and we talk about these things that made history, like Wyatt Earp, Bat Masterson, and the names go on. Wild Will McConaughey. You got all these names of all these amazing outlaws and these amazing cowboys that were doing things. Bat Masterson, not to be confused with the name, that was actually an attorney, lawyer, turned outlaw, turned gunman, turned lawman, who actually went and hunted down outlaws. The idea with that was the only way to catch an outlaw is to get an outlaw to help you. Bat Masterson was also like the Batman of his time. He went out late at night and would beat up on thugs in the street, and he walked with a cane. There's 9 of you watch him. There's 5 reactions. I can't imagine this. I'm going viral. There's a whole 9 people watching. Oh my God. Well, how the hell are you 9 people watching? There's a comment section there. You can please leave comments, and I have no problem reading your comments. But if you're waiting for a certain time of the day, this might be it.
Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time.
Everybody does love bong hit time, or at least they think they do, or they might get it, or they don't get it, but it doesn't matter. However you celebrate it, you celebrate it. If you want to roll a fat one and smoke it, or if you want to put it in your pipe and smoke it, or even a cigar, carry on. But some of us do prefer glass devices. I personally am a tag user, that's right. Thick ass glass. It's the one and only glass device receptacle that you will need. I am not a paid person for this. I'm just a fan of this product, and I know that it works, and I love it. So Why don't we take a trip elsewhere? When you think you have the easiest things going on in life, do you really? It could be easy. You could be running out there running to be president or some kind of dignitary in your local area, or you could be a school teacher, or maybe you're a mother and a father. My idea to me is simple. Are we doing what we're supposed to be doing while we're supposed to be doing it? Currently, as you guys know, the Olympics are happening across the globe right now, and it's such a beautiful thing. In Paris, France, right now, Olympiads are meeting from across the globe, just fight it out, whether they're boxing, swimming, diving, shooting, fencing, pole vaulting, running. It doesn't matter. The games are amazing. And what some of you know and don't know, I was a part of a little thing called the World Games. The World Games set us up for the Olympics. The World Games are the testing ground for the Olympics. If you can place in the World Games and you can place high enough in the World Games, they will actually give you a place in the United States team. Yes, I wore the United States team badge for a very long time, and I fought for the United States for a very long time. One of these days, I'll break out the bronze, and I'll give you guys a taste of what the bronze looks like. Currently, it's over at the office hanging on the wall. I know, I hang my medals on the wall. It's weird because when I got bronze, I was so defeated. I was so bummed out because I was like, I took third place. I suck. But when you're thinking about the placement of being third place amongst the world, or you're thinking third place amongst your weight and or your contenders and or your age group and or your now, mind you, in the fencing, they do men and women's collegiate fencing. They'll do head-to-head fencing, men and women. But generally what you'll do is you'll do in divisions. And division is basically where you place during the World Games. So if you divisioned high enough and your stars and your accolades are high enough, they will place you higher in it. I was what was called an anchor man. I ran the end of the line, which basically is about 12 fencers, and I would be number 12. And basically the anchor would be there to basically pick up and clean up after the rest of the team. So they do all the hard work, and then we're there just to make sure that it looks good and appropriate. I know. Pretty hard to believe, huh? A lot of people can't handle the pressure. I can't believe that I handled the pressure at the time because I thought I was going to fall and crumble to the pressure. Not so. Now, when I was doing this in the World Games, there was no cannabis involved. This is one of the things that I had to take a break from cannabis, mainly just because of what I was doing in my life at the time and the World Games. They do test for doping and cannabis. They do test for amphetamines. They do test for other drugs that are going to be basically building up our power. I know people who took steroids. I know plenty of people that were doping. Personally, I never saw the need for it because it is bad on our body. In the end, your body will not be able to handle it. Your body will eventually give up. And then all of a sudden, you're going to have some medical issues. And then you're going to be sitting on that highway of life going, what did I do? And then part of me says the highway of life. Well, I got one for you since we're talking about the highway of life. You're going to have to turn your audio up kind of high on this one, guys. This one right here is pretty interesting here in my little town. We have this really cool thing called the musical highway. They put it in for a commercial and they never took it out. Check it out. Turn your audio up. Get it. One of these days, I'm going to reshoot that video, so it's going to be nice and loud and very clear. But it's kind of difficult to get because normally when you're driving, your car's making sound. So all of a sudden, it's blocking out the sounds of the street. So then you got to think about it. I love it. What happened, Ted? Happy birthday yesterday, Ted. If you guys don't know my friend Ted, answer. Ted is the Tedable guy. Ted does an edible that's pretty damn good. It's a lot of sugar, but it's pretty damn good nevertheless. We're halfway there right now, and better than being no way there than halfway. And if we were somewhere there, we could be all the way there for 4 minutes of your life that you can't get back on that NOK.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimator Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyndinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set. One dab, only really need one dab. One dab.
Smoke Signal is a medical dispensary where you can get all your products and needs.
Start vaping a whole bunch. Might just start laying off the blunts. God. Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram. Go and hold it in, feel it in your ribs.
So come and check us out in Tyndinaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tyndinaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com. Tune in daily to NOK Network's diverse podcasting lineup. Ganja News Update, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Tara Simpson and Ron McNabb. Waking Up with the Wayniac, Tuesdays at noon Eastern with Wayne Cruz from sunny California. Grow 420, Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern with Ron McNabb. Psychedelic Reporters, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Hobbies Puppets and Tara Simpson. Peace, News and Views, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Sir Stevo and Kim Cooper. Tuesdays we have Open Your Eye with Kim Cooper and Tara Simpson, 8 p.m. Eastern. Followed by Thursday Night Vibes at 9:15 p.m. Eastern with Master and Mama Rochi. The IWK 710 Daily Sesh airs 7 nights a week with our rotating joint hosts nightly at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for tuning in to all the podcasting on NOK Network. Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. No Sir Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine and is spreading the education across the North. Activism, resources, referrals, and more at No Sir. Don't be a jackass. Say no sir to cannabis propaganda with No Sir. Find us at www.nocer.ca.
Hey, dudes and dudettes. Enjoy the show, man.
Oh, you're back. For some people, I'm imagining that this is way too much. And for others, maybe it's not enough. You know, as we sit around and we watch these things, the question that I have for you all is, when's the last time that you did something that made yourself feel good? Maybe when's the last time you went to the beach? Or when was the last time you woke up in the morning and stood in front of the mirror and said, I'm okay? Most of the people don't do that because it just sounds a bit much. It sounds a bit fake for people, a bit intrusive for people. But the idea is that as we have this fear that gets back here, we have to put the fear out like a fire before it takes and burns the village. Fear stops us from doing the things that we want. Fear stops us from making great opportunities. Fear also gives us the idea of opportunity because fear makes a place inside of us that will do things that other people won't do. Fuck everything and run. Fear. That's the first thing that you always hear people talk about, fear. I use fear more like a motivation. It's more like a hunger. It's a hunger inside of you that takes over when you absolutely need it. Now, why do we need it, do you think? Is it because, oh, there's a bear coming? Or, oh, that man's bigger than me? Or a new job? Have you ever noticed that we work ourselves up over the smallest things? Whether we're working ourselves up over just going to a new job or going to the market or going camping with friends. We work ourselves up into this big old filibuster thing that all of a sudden we get lost in the middle of it. Now, with that being said, you know what's coming next, because this is something that all of you guys do, and all of you guys do, at least in the morning or in the afternoon. Some of you will get on the internet. Some of you will basically grab the newspaper. Others will watch TV, and you'll get your news. That's right, your news, friends. Let's get started. Vice President Kamala Harris says that Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has delivered for working families as she announces that her running mate will follow. Election News 2024. Who really cares, right? Chicken Parade prompts the change to propose restrictions in the Iowa capital city. Just remember, folks, flocks feed families. That's what they're trying to tell us. Now, I don't know if you heard this or if you ever heard this, but in the Olympics, it's a lot like these other ended sports. What will happen is you will get these pins. These pins that you get are pins that are basically for vaulting, football, yada, 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 not football. But they will give you these pins. So inside the pin trading mark at the Olympics, okay, the market is growing with these pins. People are trading these things off, and they're supposed to be tradable goods. Tradable goods. Now, people are actually selling these things, and it's pretty wild. One dead and dozens sickened after eating roasted eel from a Japanese department store. Seriously? Seriously? Like eating eel. Department store. All right, maybe me. Black bear and cub destroys car in Connecticut after getting trapped inside the car. Oh, shit. Wonder if your insurance would cover that, right? Probably not. Chicken wings advertised as boneless can have bones, Ohio Supreme Court decides. The Ohio Supreme Court says that the consumers can't expect boneless chicken wings to especially be free of bones. Really? I mean, we're buying these things to be boneless, but they can't necessarily leave it to Ohio, right? Argentina coach slams chaotic scandal at the Olympic soccer match versus Morocco. The head of the Argentinian Soccer Federation says the chaotic ending to the Olympic soccer match against Morocco makes no sense at all. The Argentinians called for a scene and the scandal. The Olympic soccer gets a violent and chaotic start as Moroccans fans rush the field in Argentina. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. First time in Olympics that the fans actually had an outrage. They actually, the Nazis didn't even do that during World War II. But yet these people all want to attack each other. I don't quite get it. Morocco fans crashed the pit to protest a late goal by Argentina at the opening match of the Paris Olympics. During the men's soccer tournament, that is. Wow, they will find anything to argue and be crazy over with, right? I just don't quite get it. Whale surfaces, capsizes fishing boat off of New Hampshire's coast. 2 fishermen are safe after a whale crashes onto their boat, capsizing it off of New Hampshire in the United States. Can you imagine that shit? A real Moby Dick story. You're out fishing with your family, being all happy, or your buddies, and all of a sudden your boat gets capsized. What a freaking nightmare. Hope you had your life vest on, pal. Oscar Mayer Wienermobile flips onto its side after crashing along a suburban Chicago highway. Oh my God, that's absolutely terrible. As the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile gets into a pickle onto the Chicago highway, police says that one of the Oscar Mayer hot dogs sharp turned means that the Wienermobile ended up flipping on its side after crashing on a suburban highway. The wiener is on its side. What does that mean to you? your husband's wiener's on its side. That's a whole different story for a whole nother day. And I hope you guys know that because, hey, it's wiener news. No, it's not. It's the news. It's not wiener news, but it's in the news. I mean, but it's news that we follow, news that we know, news that we... Strengthen your home. It's a seismic retrofit in California. Really worth it. Expensive property damage is an only earthquake away from many of Californians, but the profiteering can only stop here. Retrofitting can help you put your home back into solid ground. I don't know. I live here and we get earthquakes on the regular. And, you know, most of the time, it's not like people think. People think that we're always like, earthquake. No, it's really not like that. We do get them every once in a while, and they do disrupt things, and they do scare the shit out of people, especially if you have friends and family that are coming in from out of town. They've never witnessed it before. God, it's fun to watch them freak out. Got 11 views, 9 hearts. Can we make that 11 hearts as well? That would really help. All right, irrelevant. Frozen treats. Cold showers and a lot of ice. Florida zoo workers to protest animals from the summer heat. Wow. Zoo is hot weather in the states where they're working hard during the summer to keep their animals cool. At the Palm Beach Zoo and the Convention and Society spot in Florida, they keep throwing big piles of ice into the black bear enclosures because the animals swallow it. They'll wallow in it as well. The funny thing is that these are giant, enormous pieces of ice that they're chewing off corners of it and they're eating, but they're also meant to be laid in the water to make the water cold so the animals will swim in there and stay cold. 11 views, 9 hearts. You guys are catching up. Detroit. Giant slide is back. There will be probably a few bruises this time. Ready, set, go. A 6-lane giant slide has reopened in Detroit in Belle Isle State Park in 2022. The slide is making the headlines, and it's got to mention that Jimmy Kimmel's TV show and even inspired a song. I don't know what song it is because I don't really watch that stuff, but at least, you know, we know that it's there. Let's think 11 views. You guys dropped out there for a second. You guys go to the bathroom, get some coffee, yell at your husband, tell your wife that I'm online, maybe your boyfriend. I hope not. Meat Crush, the rare orange lobster diverted from dining plates to the aquarium by the Denver Broncos fans. The downtown aquarium in Denver has a new resident, a rare orange lobster that was rescued from a shipment of crustaceans in the Eastside Ocean delivery on the Red Lobster restaurant in Puerto Boba, Colorado. I've heard of that place, and I'm probably saying wrong. They're going to fire me for that one. Don't judge. No kidding. King Charles III bestows a royal title on the rare golden goat breed. King Charles III has bestowed a royal title on a rare golden goat breed. From now on, the breed known as for its connection to the island of Garnisway will now have a special title as the Royal Golden Garnisway Goat. And this is what it takes for us to make the headlines, you know? I don't have a king in my country, so I don't even have a prince in my country to bestow these things upon us. Or else maybe they would, but I just don't. Irrelevant. These Picassos prompted a gender war at the Australian gallery. Now, the curator says that she painted them herself. An Australian art museum curator has divulged that she was the creator of 3 paintings that she preserved as work of Pablo Picasso, and which prompted a gender discrimination case when she prompted a female gallery patrons that viewed them. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a lie. If you're going to say that you're Pablo Picasso, first and foremost, you have both ears. You can't be Pablo Picasso. And second of all, wait, that was the wrong guy, right? Well, it doesn't matter. Pablo Picasso was a famous artist, and if you're going to make copies of this shit, you're doing paint by numbers, y'all. That is not art. You are not Pablo Picasso, lady. Okay, enough of that. Whew, I lost myself. Is Worthington's jelly a new gold standard for the heat cartridge repair? No. You want to put there, wait, get this straight. Worthington's Jelly is now making a gelatin mold and a gelatin insert that they're using in people's hips to help with this. So now your hips are getting worked on. Back in the old days, you had 2 to 3 days in the hospital. They'd place your hip, you're up walking around and you're moving around. Now they're just filling jelly inside there. Next thing you know, they're going to have peanut butter on the other side. What the actual beep? You know what I'm saying. Right. His brother was found dead, his mother was arrested, and then his baby found crawling down by the highway. People, a Louisiana sheriff says that a 1-year-old boy survived 2 days or something like that out in the stormy weather before a truck driver spotted him crawling along the roadside. What the actual fuck? You got a 1-year-old that you're just realizing that he's gone and he's on the highway? Are people blind or stupid? It could be a mixture of both. They could have other issues going on. Yeah, maybe so. My wife had a good point there. Or maybe they were too busy watching the news to understand what was really going on. Maybe it's this news. Man gets a life sentence for killing his 3 young sons. A man has been sentenced to life in prison without possibility of parole after murdering his 2. I'm not even going to read that one because we don't need that kind of crap in our news today. You know, when you start looking at the news and you start thinking about what is good, what is... Don't be a dick! That's the public announcement today. You know, when most of us have these public announcements and we're asking you not to be a dick, it's the fact that people will do this. There are people that will absolutely just not like what you're doing, and then they will decide that they want to out you and maybe stop you from doing the things that matter most for you. Like maybe if you're playing on Facebook and suddenly you're getting banned on Facebook. For what? Because you post artwork and you post pretty pictures and pictures of your wife, and now you're getting a 99-day ban. That sounds like a look of shit to me. But it doesn't matter, because when you find out what it could be, you know what it is, and then you make the change.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimator Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyndinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set. One dab, only really need one dab. One dab.
Smoke Signal is a medical dispensary where you can get all your products and needs.
Start vaping a whole bunch. Might just start laying up the blunts. God. Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram. Go and hold it in, feel it in your ribs.
So come and check us out in Tyndinaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tyndinaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
If you need a fix.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
That's right. In Australia, it's pronounced Fuking. That's right, Fuking. It's safe to say that Lord Foucault had no idea that the village named after him would one day become a sanctuary for English-speaking sex tourists. All right, wow. Anyone want to buy Custer's monument to the military idea of stupidity? The frayed and torn, maybe even a little blood-stained, the United States flag not captured or lost during George Armstrong Custer's last stand at the Battle of Little Bighorn sold for $54 million when it first surfaced in 1890. All right, so here's the deal. That $54 million is they're comparing the dollar to what it was in 1890. So for $54 in 1890, $54 million now, that's pretty crazy if you ask me. Hamburger lovers marry in a Mexican McDonald's. A fast food fantasy, Carlos Munoz and Marissa Montias tied the knot at McDonald's in an upscale district of Monterrey, Mexico, an Americanizing city. Blah. Can you imagine that? Getting your Happy Meal and your chicken nuggets, and by the way, passing your ring and signing your papers and your father-in-law? New underwear protect your privacy. In Associated Press, it's a special kind of underwear with a strategically placed fig leaf design, and its designer says that it'll get you through the airport screeners with your dignity intact. Wow. Wow. I don't know. When I go through there, I just kind of let it all hang out. Maybe it makes me feel pretty good. It makes me feel like the young ladies and the young men behind the monitor are like, oh my God, he's pelting a missile. I don't know about that. Japanese Tourism Bureau. Lingerie maker Triumph unveils a bra that it hopes will welcome tourists into Japan. I don't know about that. Man in disguise is aboard international flight. Canadian authorities are investigating an unbelievable incident in which a passenger boarded an Air Canada flight disguised as an elderly man, according to the confidential alert obtained by CNN. I don't know. Being in a costume and being in disguise sucks in the first place. Then you're going to go on a plane and get with a whole bunch of people and be in disguise on a plane. Whew, that sounds like a lot of work to me. The Mexico rolls up the world's largest enchilada. Residents of Isla Pata cook up a 230-foot long, 70-meter long, almost 1.5 ton enchilada Sunday. Guinness Book of World Records Ralph Hahn announces that it is the largest and the biggest enchilada. Can you imagine that? My Mexican friends got to be loving that crap. God, I love it as it is. It's such a cool thing. It's out here in my town. They did the largest omelet. They did. I forgot the actual size of the omelet, but they did a whole omelet out here that was ginormous. They ended up making the news, and they ended up getting a whole lot of people involved. Chinese McDonald's are holding weddings next year with cake and everything. If you consider that chicken nugget goop to be an orific, wow, I can't even say this word, of most romantic kind of ideas, and start looking for your flights to Hong Kong next year. McDonald's weddings may be an alcohol-free thing, but at least they'll have great attendance, and you'll have the M, and you'll have chicken nuggets and barbecue sauce. Something about their Coca-Cola is really good. I don't know what it is, if it's the fact that their Coca-Cola is different, or they're using more syrup, or maybe they have bigger straws. I don't really know. A family branches out in ties to Obama and Palin and Limbaugh. The family tree of the United States President Barack Obama shows that he's related distantly to two of his cherished critics, Sarah Palin and Rush Limbaugh, Ancestry.com says. Can you imagine that? That suddenly you find out that, a good example, my wife, just like me, fellow Caucasian, red hair, finds out that somewhere along her genetic line, she's got Zimbato tribe. Isn't Isn't that pretty crazy to think of that for one moment, that we could have an African tribe that's somewhere in our lineage or in our bloodline somewhere that we didn't even know about? It's definitely a cool thought. And it's definitely a safe thought. And it makes us think about where we come from and how we're getting there. A tree of excess for Christmas. Many around the world may be hurting for money, but not just for gifts or even for a Christmas tree. But money is not the object when it comes to celebrating this holiday in Abu Dhabi. Could you imagine celebrating Christmas, Christ's birthday in Abu Dhabi? Man, that could be pretty crazy. I don't know. I mean, I might do it. Just remember, if you're traveling to cooking, make sure to speak good, do the right things, and make sure to treat yourself with love and respect. Guys, 8 viewers, 9 hearts. This means you guys have been here through the whole entire broadcast. I've had 11 people in here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this beautiful morning, having a little bit of chat, a little bit of ramble. I hope for you and for me that it's made some kind of sense. I hope it wasn't a waste of your time. Everything you saw in that footage right there is my property. It's my 40 acres up in Northern California that I'm working a gold clam. I've taken a pause on the gold clam because, man, it's hard work. Don't know if you guys know that. But with that being said, I'm going to play it to the end of the day because I enjoy this so much, and I know you will too. Guys, you don't get to see this stuff all the time, but when you do get to see it, enjoy it.
We're going to do it. I need dead silence, and then when I get it all the way down, I get it all the way down, I'm going
Watch
to turn
carefully.
so you can all see it, and you're going to erupt in applause.
This is weird.
Yes? Yes! Yes!
My ex.
Okay, I believe you. Here we go. Dead
Roll the
silence.
sword, folks. It absolutely never gets old. I can watch that video over and over and over and over. That young lady did some amazing stuff. She can totally contort her body and move her body into different places. She swallows a sword, which is pretty freaking cool. And then the fact that she has an amazing personality as well, man, it makes it worthwhile. Hey, next week I'm going to be doing an interview with a few different people. I got a few different people lined up for you in this so-called community. One, I got someone that knows quite a bit about the business, and she's a pretty amazing person. Second one is an artist that's a DJ that is out in the community, out doing Burning Man and doing all these things, and she's new and up and coming. And I want to share the love with her because not only is she pretty and she's amazing and she's got a great story, but she's got some really good music, and you could really enjoy the stuff that she's throwing out there. So, thank you for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate you being here. I really had fun today. I hope you did too. Hopefully it was informative. Hopefully you got something out of the deal. And if you didn't, that's on you.
Preparing to leave Cloud City. Mission Control, we have engine
Clearing tower for your departure.
Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time. Bong it time. It's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time. It's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time.
Not everybody loves bong hit time, but at least most people will at least attempt to understand and get it. Well, we're hanging out to the end, guys. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me and coming in here today and doing the right thing with me. Thank you so very much for coming and joining me today. I hope that you've had an informative, fun time. I hope you laughed at me. Hopefully you picked on me and maybe you even shared this once or twice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because if it wasn't for all of you guys out there watching, I would be alone. I would like to also say thank you very much to Kim Cooper. Thank you so very much for giving us a place here on the internet that we get to shine and cry and freak out and act ourselves. I do appreciate it very much, my dear. It is such a beautiful concept that you've given us this beautiful place to play. Now, with that being said, hopefully you're getting out and checking out all these other groups. Go check it out. Get out there. Go waffle. Go do your hashtag. Go do something. Go be somebody. Go be important. If you can't be important, well, you should probably be impotent. Thank you very much for joining me today. There are so many streamers out there that you have an opportunity to see so many people. Thank you. Thank you. Much love, much respect from the Wayniac and keeping it green.